Hi, Heidi Ho, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Phil Bottoms Atlanta Falcons franchise. In today's episode, we will be going up against the Minnesota Vikings, the LA Chargers, as well as the Panthers this video. Small little thing to get us started, though. We're going to go and we're going to try to make some deals get done, as we're going to be bringing Taylor Heineke back into the starting lineup at the start of this game. I want to also try to get a deal done here, a done deal with Drew Dalman, as I'm just going to throw some more money at him and we're able to get him back. As I stated, we're going to go from Jonnu Smith, probably Okawara, as well as D. Alford. Most of these guys I will just try to get in free agency. Since we were able to get Drew done, I'm going to go ahead and get started on our gameplay against the Vikings. We're going to watch the Vikings with Daniel Jones, and then we're also going to go ahead and watch the Panthers game. We're going to have to go ahead and sign a left tackle and a D tackle due to some injuries. So we're going to go ahead and look at free agency and see what we're able to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and sign Austin DeCulius. I think I butchered that name, but we're going to sign him to the active roster. Then we're going to go ahead and look at D tackle. At D tackle, we're going to pick up Malcolm Rote, just so that we have the players on our depth chart. Now, this does mean that we're going to have to go through and cut some players, and I'll show you all those cuts as we get to them. All right, the first player we're going to cut is we're going to get $5 million back in cap and go ahead. Ooh, penalty of 4. So we're only going to get $1 million from releasing Taylor Heineke as our first player. And then the next player we're going to cut is, or we're going to move, Brandon Rice is going to go to the practice squad. And that's going to get us into the Vikings game. Alrighty, I'd like to welcome everyone to Minnesota. We're going to go ahead and keep the CBS mod on, as well as using the Your Best Bengals drip uniform mods. We got to look out for Patrick Queen in this one. He had 8 tackles last game, as Desmond Ridder will be our starter yet again in this one. If you are at all new to the channel and you do like the content, hit that like button. If you'd like to stay up to date, subscribe and hit that little bell. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get into this one. Ah, crap. I didn't mean to select. I wanted to watch the kickoff, so... All right, we're going to go ahead and get this game underway, as the Vikings are probably just going to kneel it off. So we're going to do a little bit of hybrid. I'm going to start with the first drive of each team, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the second half. Once again, uniforms by Your Best Bengal. If you are loving them, I love them as well. You're not alone, as we get a chance to look at Daniel Jones as he is leading this Minnesota offense. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into Super Sim as we get ready for this matchup. We have Vikings versus Atlanta Hawks. Vikings versus Hawks, as that's going to be a quick catch to Osborne to start. Now, Daniel Jones leaving the Vikings. Oh, Addison, sorry. I thought that was KJ Osborne. With Daniel Jones picking up the starting job over here in Minnesota, as Jefferson has a first down. He picks up where Kirk Cousins left off. So we'll see what he's able to do with this star-studded offense. We know that their offense is great, but we know that their defense is struggling. They get a good run there on first down. Since they lost to Neil Hunter, though, their defense is a little bit subpar. We're going to have to look out for Jamal Williams in this one, as he's struggling to start the year. 2nd and 2 now for this Minnesota offense. Obviously, they're going to hand it off here as not Madison. Forgot they don't have Madison anymore. Williams gets them the first down. So they have a 1st and 10 at the 27. We'll do it. Third throw, as that's going to be fired and caught. I think that's Osborne, maybe? I don't know who their receivers are, but that's another first down for this Minnesota offense. Bourne with the catch. 1st and 10 at the 20. They're going to pitch it to Williams, who's got the edge, and he makes a man miss, and he gets brought down with goal to go. 1st and goal after the run from Williams. He stiff-armed Jesse Bates. We have Terrell on... obviously Jefferson, as Vikings are going to start off with a touchdown to Cam Akers. Obviously, the extra point is going to be good as our offense gets ready to take the field. Desmond Ridder coming back out for his first start in a while, I think since week 4. He looks to throw on his first drop, and that's going to be a completion. They're going to give him 10, but no first down. After the pickup by Rome Odunze and Desmond Ridder, we get audible on 2nd and inches. Handoff, no. Ritter throws short to Pitts, who makes a man miss and gets a good chunk of yardage. 1st and 10, I formation for Atlanta. Handoff Robinson as he tries to get some separation, but only gets one. Bijan Robinson coming off of a 107-yard game against Dallas. We'll see what him and this offense can do as he gets another run on 2nd, as that might be coming back with a hold. We'll see what happens. I got excited too, and I was correct. It is a hold, and that's going to make us have a 3rd and long. We'll see what Desmond Ritter is able to do as he steps back to throw. He fires short, and that's going to be Kyle Pitts. 3rd and 13. We need a huge pickup and a huge throw here from Ritter as he gets the step back, and that's going to be a quick sack. I pull us back in with a 10-7 ball game as we start with a flag. All right, we start with a false start on the offense. We have about 3:36 left. 10-7, Minnesota losing this one at home as they start their drive on their 2. As Williams is going to get a pretty little pickup. 12 for 48 for Jalen Williams on this game. I believe he has their only touchdown as 2nd and 8. Jones looks to throw short, and that's Justin Jefferson for 8. Jefferson, 4 for 47, as you saw on the bottom of your ticker. We have a 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. They're going to hand it off. No, play action. Daniel Jones fires to the tight end, who was able to keep their drive alive early. Daniel Jones has thrown 2 interceptions and only 181 yards, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if our defense is able to keep him quiet in this one as he looks to throw yet again on 1st. That's going to be caught for 6. 2nd and 4. We have empty backfield for the Vikings as we rush 4, and that's going to be yet another 1st down. Desmond Ritter has things going so far on this drive, picking up over 20 yards, approaching 30. 1st and 10 look for the Minnesota Vikings. They play action to the tight end, who is able to pick up 8 on 1st down. After that catch, Daniel Jones has 200 yards, as that's going to be movement on David Onyemata. As I stated, David Onyemata, he wanted to jump the snap too early, and that's going to force them to have a 1st and 10 at the 41. They're going empty backfield yet again for Ritter. We'll see what they draw up as he gets the snap, and they go a lot of pressure. That's going to be a sack. We love to see it, Dallas. Following the sack to end the 3rd quarter, it's a 10-7 ball game. You already know who's leading: Phil Bottoms and the Atlanta Falcons. After the 3rd quarter break, we come back at the top of the 4th with a 2nd and 18 run, as that's going to be a nice little pickup for Minnesota. Obviously, we got to jump on the snap, so that's going to be a little extra. What did I say? Nick Bonito wanted to guess the snap count, same as David Onyemata, and he ends up just jumping a little prematurely as they have a 3rd and 7 opportunity. We'll see what Minnesota does. We get a fake snap and a real snap. Daniel Jones throws. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, as that's going to be 6. 4th and 1. Minnesota feels like they got to go for it on their 41-yard line. Sorry about that. I got bad coughs, bad hiccups. Run. They're going to get it. And a little bit more as Jeff Okoto is able to meet Williams. Williams has 64 on the game. We have 1st and 10 as Minnesota is getting close to the red zone. They hand it off. No, RPO to Jefferson, who is able to pick up 9. Justin Jefferson, as you saw on the bottom of your ticker, he is been playing pretty all right as they go to run it yet again, and Akers is going to get it. Cam Akers with their touchdown, not Williams. I was mistaken, as he's able to get their 1st down there. They're needing about 40-ish, as that's going to be congested and picked off. Richie Grant. The Atlanta Falcons take back over possession after the interception from Richie Grant. We go heavy set as this is going to be a run to Robinson. They bring pressure. Holy crap. They go out there trying to annihilate Bijan Robinson on 1st down. They brought a lot of pressure, as on 2nd and 10, we run play action, and that's going to be caught to Pitts. After the 2nd down throw, we have a 3rd and inches. This is definitely going to be a run, but they're bringing blitz. Robinson gets the ball with some daylight, tries to jump over a man, but it doesn't work. Robinson doesn't try to jump over the defender there. We have much more yardage as that's a ton of movement. I think they're going to call it on us, though. Yep, they end up calling it on us, forcing us to go back 5 yards. We have a 1st and 15 at the 35. They might call the 34 to be safe. Robinson makes a man go down. Oh my God, he's getting me enticed with every time he gets the ball. I kid you not. 2nd and 11 after the TFL on Robinson. We're going to hand it off to London. No, and... oh, a lot of confusion. Open man, Juju, go! Go, Juju! Go, Juju, go! Juju Smith-Schuster with a touchdown! Falcons! Extra point following the touchdown to Juju. Sorry, I got real excited as that's going to be up and that's going to be good. 17-7, Falcons lead. We come back out to watch Minnesota and the Daniel Jones-led offense try to score again as that's a catch for Jefferson. We are doing a real good job shutting down the star-studded offense. I couldn't be more proud of this dominant defense as they go to run it on first, and that's going to go for a gain of 1. Minnesota in the league against rushing. We're bottom 20 or about 17th, but this game we're doing all right as we have a 2nd and 9 for the Minnesota offense. Atlanta defense trying to hold up. Watch AJ Terrell, top of your screen. I want him to get one as Daniel Jones fires deep. That's a man open. What are we doing? 12-second runoff. We got 4:40 left with an audible from Daniel Jones. Minnesota, they're stomping away now as we bring 4. Pressure might get there. It doesn't, and that's going to be a pickup of 5. 31st ranked in sacks. We have 3 tonight as we look at David Onyemata. Okay, never mind. They pulled us away a little quickly. Empty backfield for Minnesota. They're definitely throwing it with Jones as he gets the snap, fires short, and that's going to be short of the first down. 7-second run off, 3rd and 1. Daniel Jones fires end zone, and that's hella overthrown, forcing them to have a 4th and 1 opportunity. They're going to just settle for the 3, making it a 10-17 ball game. The kick is up, and it is no good. He missed. The kick wide right, I do believe. No, wide left. Misses every upright as we have Daniel Jones and company coming back out. 4 minutes left in this one, and we're going to start with a run, which goes backwards yet again. I'm going to bring us to normal sim as we have a 44-yard run from Robinson. They call in timeouts. This game's basically over as we're probably just going to primarily chew clock. As I was saying, we're primarily chewing clock, but we got sub 3 minutes looking to score. We've taken all of their timeouts already. I don't know why they're calling him as Algier gets the run on first down. He gets 4. We haven't brought in Tyler Algier a ton as we have empty backfield for Ritter. Looking to increase this lead a little bit more. Snap on 2. Ritter looks to throw, and that's going to be a first down to Rome Odunze. Ranked 27th with over 300 yards, approaching 400 as we're going to go ahead and start kneeing this one out. I don't think we're close enough to where we can knee it out, but I'll let y'all know as we get into normal simulating. Normal sim, we're just going to go ahead and keep kneeing the ball. As 4th and goal, we're going to take the field goal, and I don't know what's going on. 4th and goal, take the field goal, 20-7 lead. Kickoff, and I'm going to go ahead and bring us back in. See what Daniel Jones and company is able to do against our star-studded Atlanta defense. I don't know if AJ Terrell's done much, but we have a 1st and 10 opportunity as Jones throws that to the tight end, which is caught. No timeouts for Minnesota. They're just looking to run quickly and save some face. Audibles aren't going to help them, though, as we have 2nd and 3. Daniel Jones is definitely going to be throwing it, and he spikes it. 17 seconds left in the ball game. Why are we moving? I don't know what's going on as we have a penalty. They're going to say false start on the offense. That's going to bring them back a little bit. All right, they go to throw on 3rd and 8, and that's going to be a huge sack for the Atlanta defense. Coming out of the game, we had 209 for Desmond Ritter, 16 for 23 with 2 touchdowns. He played phenomenally as he relieves Joe Flacco in this one. 135 for Robinson in this game with, yet again, only one person being over 50 yards. Unable to get the ball to London still, and we had a long score touchdown to Juju. We only allowed 2 sacks in this game, and our defense was able to pick off Daniel Jones 3 times. AJ Terrell did end up getting one, so it looks like that huge contract might end up paying off. We come into week 12 now against the Chargers with a player of the week for D. Alford. He had 16 tackles and an interception in last game. And honestly, I think that's enough for us to try to give that man a contract. He was able to end a game with an interception once before, as well as performing 16 tackles and an interception. I would like to at least try to get him on contract because he plays pretty well for his overall, and I'm glad that we're able to get him to stay. Unfortunately, we lose Javon Baker as well as Jordan Winton on the practice squad. Rams and Commanders end up stealing those guys. Flip the order, but respectively. In this game, we have to worry about Zach Moss and Justin Herbert. As I'm going to go ahead, I want to make a change to playbook, and I'll show y'all that right now. All right, so when it comes to our playbook and our lineup and our schemes and everything, generally speaking, the Cowboys playbook is just broken. It usually is broken, but I kind of want to switch it to potentially the Vikings playbook because they have a lot of plays in there specifically for Justin Jefferson, and we don't have to change our scheme. So I want to see maybe how that changes. We're going to simulate this game, but we will definitely see how our offense plays with the new playbook against the Panthers. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the Chargers week, and I will show y'all the box score. All right, in the Chargers game, we end up getting smacked around a ton as I felt like Justin Herbert was going to make our defense pay a little bit. We have some good players, but no one too exciting as he had 218 with 4 touchdowns against us. Ritter, for us, he played abysmally. Oh my God. 116 on 40% completion is not going to do it. Running the ball, we were able to get 97, but we weren't able to stay on the game as they didn't even run it with Zach Moss. They ran it with Blake Corum, their rookie. Was happy Robinson was able to get something done as Romo Dunze, the rookie, had 5 for 61. I love to see that as we were unable to get the ball to our difference makers yet again. And I don't even want to talk about the defense because I know we got cooked. Jeff Okudah had 17 tackles. Good God. We had 4 TFLs. Dallas Turner ended up getting 1. And I think 3 sacks. I have no words. All right. Following the molly whopping we got from Justin Herbert, we come in week 13 as we go against the Panthers. They're down there going up against Seattle, or projected to in the playoffs. So we're trying to play spoiler against them as they have a 5-6 record. They've lost the same number of games as us, but has won 1 more. In this game, of course, we're going to have to watch out for Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard. Don't remember what all they did to us last game, but I am going to try and get that short passing nullified. I also want to try to make sure that we're not getting sacked a ton because that was something that we struggled with whenever we brought Flacco in last time. So this will be Ritter's first time playing against the Panthers for the season. Can't wait to see how it goes. Alrighty, we get ready to go underway here in North Carolina. We have Panthers versus Falcons here on the CBS presentation. We gotta watch out for Bijan Robinson as he needs just a little under 100 yards to get 1,000 on the season, but we also have to be careful against those guys. That defense is going to make us hurt. As we get ready for the Falcons to come underway, once again, a little bit of a prototype episode. We're going to go ahead and start potentially a couple more drives in this one as we're trying to play spoiler. We go ahead and get the kickoff underway, and let's go ahead and start our possession. 1st and 10 now for this Carolina offense to start the game. We'll see what they do with the run, and that's a lot of daylight for Hubbard. Jesse Bates gets stiff-armed, but we have A.J. Terrell and company to help out. Holy crap. So I'm realizing now we should have absolutely game planned against the run, as I think Hubbard is probably going to make me regret every decision I've ever made, as that's another run, but that one's only for 4. Last week he only had 56 yards, but this week Hubbard's already got 27 on us as we have movement. We'll see what it gets called as. We have a false start on the offense, forcing them to go backwards. Now we have a 2nd and 11 for this Carolina offense. Now, Bryce Young has been playing okay, but I don't know if he's been doing phenomenally as he's able to get that one short but incomplete. That one's going to be dropped by his receiver. Coming into this game, we have Chris Lindstrom as well as Jake Matthews injured. We do have a lot of people back from injury, but they are not getting the start per se. You do have Ebiketie all the way at the top of your screen, but not everyone's going to be getting their starting position back for obvious reasons, as the 3rd down throw is incomplete, and that forces them to punt on 4th down. Hopefully we have a returnable one as I haven't been able to see one be returned. McCole Hardman's just going to elect to let this one go out the back of the end zone, but it's going to be recovered at the 11. We get ready for Desmond Ridder now as he gets ready to lead this offense. 7 touchdowns to 1 interception as the game's going to interrupt me. But 7 touchdowns to 1 interception, it kind of makes you wonder why even take him out. But I have my reasons. I want to see what Joe Flacco has as he gets the first throw of the game short to Juju, and that's going to be a pretty little pickup of 6. 2nd and 4 for this Atlanta offense. We'll see what they do here as a run with Robinson is going to get them 3. Following the 3-yard run for Bijan Robinson, we have a 3rd and 1 for this Atlanta offense as we hand it off again, and that's going to be a first down. Hey, doesn't matter how we get it, as long as we end up getting that first down. Shaq Thomas pushes us forward for a yard. 1st and 10, we'll see what Atlanta draws up. Once again, a run. I'm hoping for pass as Robinson got a little bit of daylight for 9. He's coming off last week with 11 rushes, 97 yards, and a touchdown. We're hoping to keep him active as we're trying to get him to 1,000 at least on the year. Handoff to Algier goes backwards on 2nd down. We come out with a 3rd and 2 handoff. Algier is able to get it that time. After the 3rd down pickup from Algier, we have a 1st and 10 for this Atlanta offense. We're keeping an eye on Kyle Pitts, top of your screen, as that's a handoff to Robinson with a little bit of daylight, makes a man off of him. And he gets pushed out of bounds after a gain of, I think, 15. After the holding penalty, however, from Rome, that's just going to be coming back. So that whole first down run, it's for naught as we have a 1st and 18. We're definitely going past it now. We brought in McClellan as that's going to be broken up for Jonnu Smith. 2nd and 18 for this Atlanta offense, looking to get a drive back on its feet as pressure's coming for Ridder, and that's going to be a sack. 3rd and 29. Come on, Atlanta. We got empty backfield. We just need to hold up so the pressure doesn't get to us. As, nope, that's terrible news. First down throw. That's not even at the first down line. I'm glad it was knocked away. Alrighty, we got a little over 2 minutes left to go in the first half of play. We have a 1st and 10 opportunity for Atlanta, as that's going to be caught by Juju for 6. Ridder's got 70 on the game so far. We have a 2nd and 4 at about the 13, 14-ish, as that's going to be the 2-minute warning. 16-7. 2nd and 4. We'll see what Ridder does with empty backfield as they bring pressure. He feels the pressure, gets it short to Robinson, who herds it up for maybe 2 yards. 3rd and 3, quick snap for Ridder. I wasn't prepared as that's going to be knocked down and we're going to be forced to punt yet again. Carolina's coming back out now after Atlanta was forced to punt. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to speak. Ebiketie gets blocked and that's going to be a tackle for AJ Terrell. 2nd and 5, Carolina. They're trying to score before half, as that's going to be a short catch caught as Jeff Okudah comes out with an injury. 3rd and 2 now for the Carolina offense. We'll see what Bryce Young and company can do. 57 left in the game, as that's a first down for sure. 5-second runoff, audible called by Young. It looks as if we're rushing 4 just weirdly, as this is going to be a throw, and we're guarding short, and that's going to be a pickup of the first. Timeout, Carolina, as they just continue to drive on us. 33 left in the half. We'll see what they call here as run, no pass. Young scrambles, and Ebiketie's going to get there for a sack. Arnold Ebiketie coming back from injury and proving why he's a dominant force. We're moving everyone to the left side of the line, as that's going to be another first down pickup. Atlanta's forced to call a timeout. We have 20 seconds left to go in the first half of play. Empty backfield. See what Young does, as that's going to be caught for a short gain with some yardage. 9, correction. 7, 6, 5, 4, penalty, free play, touchdown, Carolina. As stated before, it was a free play, but they don't care. They're going to accept the touchdown, and that's going to put them up 8 points, I think, going into half. Nope, they missed 7 points going into half. Don't know why, but people can't make field goals, as this kickoff is just going to send us straight in. Because the return was so close to halftime, they're just going to go ahead and let that count as the kickoff for halftime and skip the halftime report, as that's going to be quickly swallowed up in the backfield. Bajan Robinson unable to go anywhere so far in this game. He's got 19. We have a 2nd and 10 now for this Atlanta offense. We try to run yet again, but that goes nowhere yet again. 3rd and 9. We need a huge pickup here if we want to keep our chances of survival alive, as Ritter gets pressured, and that's going to be a sack. No, he dukes a man, and that's Kyle Pitts down deep. 1st and 10 at the 51. I don't know what to say. Desmond Ritter's just out here dancing around people. Algier runs quickly, and that's going to be 4. I would have given him 5. Algier's got 73 on the game because he has a bunch of huge pickups. We're going to hand it off to Robinson here on 2nd and 6, and that's going to be a holding call, which is going to make us go back further. I was correct about the hold. We have a 2nd and 16 now. We'll see what Atlanta draws up. Look and run, Robinson, daylight, and that's going to be a good pickup. After the 12-yard pickup on 2nd down, at least I think it was 12 yards, we have a 3rd and 7. Ritter fires short to Juju, who gets the first. 1st and 10 following the catch from Juju Smith-Schuster. We run Algier, who gets 2. Change in playbook comes a lot of running, apparently, as that's going to be movement, I think, on our offense. I was correct that it was a false start upon 77. 2nd and 13. Last time there was a 2nd and long, we had a huge pickup. We'll see what Ritter does here. They rush 4. That's going to be fired outside to Pitts for a small little gain. 3rd and 7 at the 42-yard line. We'll see what Ritter can do as they send pressure. Come on, Juju runs out of bounds with it. We are in field goal range. I don't know what we're doing. 4th and 1, and defense move. That was definitely movement on the defense. They call a false start upon Atlanta, even though I am positive the defense moved, which forces us to go for 3, making it a 9-13 ball game. We'll see if we're able to get it as Young Wake Poo's kick is up, and it is no good. He doinked it off the crossbar. What are you doing, number 6? This one just doinks right off of the left crossbar. Carolina takes possession. We got 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Hey, Bryce Young's not in the game. I'll check to see potential injury, as that's a 1st down catch for Andy Dalton. Bryce Young is injured after throwing 9 for 16 for 77 yards and a touchdown. He is no longer in the game as they have Andy Dalton relieving him. We'll see what we're able to do against Andy Dalton now. 1st and 10 run. Defense gonna get there, hopefully. Richie Grant had to make the tackle. We're facing a below 500 team in terms of running, or below the bottom half of the league in terms of running, and yet they've run nothing but on us. And that's going to be another 1st down. No, he spins backwards. 3rd and 2 now for this Carolina offense. We'll see what Dalton can do as they hand it off again. That's a huge 1st down. Hubbard has 100 and a touchdown on the game. We are doing nothing to do anything to stop him as they run with the backup for 4 yards. I don't know what to tell my defense as we're approaching 3:30 to 2nd and 6. They're doing nothing but running on us, and it's working, as that's a huge 1st down for Allen. 1st and 10. Our defense is unable to stop the run. This game's going to be over real quick, as they're going to hike it with 2 on the shot clock, and that's going to be finally a tackle for loss. We had Dallas in the area. Good God almighty, I don't know what to do about it. 2nd and 12. That's going to be a quick tackle for loss as well. Let's go, defense. We've woken up. 3rd and 16. They're definitely throwing it, so be alert, be aware, be awake. Dalton takes his drop back. That's a 1st down. What are we doing? 1st and goal for Carolina. Andy Dalton calls audible. We'll see what he does. He looks to throw. Pressure sent. Get to him, and we do not. That's out of bounds. Andy Dalton has thrown the ball 3 times. He has been complete on 2 of them, as Jarvis Landry was able to get the last catch. That's going to be a handoff and a TFL for Hubbard, as he is now sub 100 yards on the game. 3rd and goal as the 2-minute warning hits. 9-13, defense trying to stop them from scoring. We would be winning by now if we didn't miss our kicks. We have a 3rd and goal to go. Handoff to Hubbard, as that's going to be on weak side, and you know who that is. Jesse Bates able to get in there for the tackle for loss. We're able to hold them to another 3-point game. So if we're able to score and get the 2-point conversion, I believe we win, as they're going to hike it with 2 left on the clock. And it's up, and it's good. Coming out, minute 16, no timeouts left to go for Atlanta. Can Desmond Ridder go downfield and prove a point? 9-16. We'll see what he does, as that's going to be broken up. Oh, I thought he had Drake. First down pass intended for Drake London, but good middle linebacker coverage, as we have a 2nd and 10 now. Ridder looks to throw, and pressure is going to get to him. That's going to be a sack. 3rd and 19. They're probably going to go for it on 4th, so just try to get as close as you can, Ridder. He calls an audible to start as he looks to throw. Runs from pressure, and that's a fumble. Get out of there. Holy crap. Safety! What are we doing? Why? A devastating loss for the Atlanta Falcons, as I honestly thought we had a chance against this team. It seems like teams that we should beat, we are just incapable of doing just that. We walk out of here with a loss, 9-18. I have no words. Bryce Young ends up leaving this game sometime in the 4th quarter, only throwing 16 times for 77 yards. Andy Dalton relieves for 32 yards. I have no words for Desmond Ridder, as he is just incapable of leading an offense, because we should have the pieces in place. I feel like he is just oblivious. We were able to get our run game started while Taylor Algier was able to get 83. McClellan averaged 4. I don't know why I said 83. That's 75. And Robinson had 96. I believe that does put him at 1,000 for the year, which I could be more proud of, but losing sucks. Kyle Pitts, most yards on the team with 60, while we had 5 catches from Juju. 5 sacks allowed from McGee, Becton, Senior. I have no words from that left tackle position. Right tackle struggled as well, and of course so did Kyle Pitts, as our defense tried everything they could. Tackle leader goes to Jesse Bates as well as Caden Ellis. I don't like seeing a safety lead us in tackles, with Arnold Ebiketie getting 2 TFLs. We did pretty good against the run late. Dallas Turner getting a TFL, and we only were able to get 2 sacks. So quarterback pressure hopefully is going to go up with Dallas Turner next week, or next year, as well as Arnold, because I'm looking for a lot of great things with him. Coming out of that game, we ended up with an upgrade to Arnold Ebiketie, which I am more than excited to see, because that just nothing but just gets him better, and if he gets better, we get better. I can't do anything for his abilities until he is higher overall. Coming out of that game as well, we end up with one more injury, as I have no words. Duane Brown, we lose the left tackle that we just signed with an Achilles tear, forcing us to end up needing to sign another one, as I'm going to place him on IR. He's not coming back for the rest of the season. We have 7 weeks left for Poona Ford. I don't believe he's going to be coming back either, so I'm going to go ahead and place him on IR, but that's going to be off-camera stuff. We end this episode coming out of week 13, 4-7-1. Yeah, we are at the bottom. We just have a tie over the Buccaneers. But if you did at all enjoy, please let me know by hitting that like button. If you have anything you want to say, go to the comments. I'm here to listen. But otherwise, I'll see y'all in the next one. Subscribe if you are new, and hit that bell so you don't miss anything I post. See you, everyone.